Paoli Massacre occurred on September 20th, 1777.
The British, led by Major General Howe and Major General Gray, fought against the Americans, led by Major General Wayne.
General Anthony Wayne was born in Chester County, PA, on January 1st, 1745. He was the son of Isaac Wayne and Elizabeth Eddings Wayne, and was one of 5 children.
Wayne was educated as a surveyor, but instead he took on the role of the 4th Pennsylvania Regiment. During the American Revolution, he fought at the Battle of Germantown, the Battle of Trois Rivières, the Battle of Brandywine, the Battle of Monmouth, and was victim to the Paoli Massacre.
Anthony Wayne gained the nickname Mad Anthony after one of his spies, Jemmy the Rover, was thrown in jail for disorderly conduct. Wayne instructed that Jemmy receive 29 lashes for his behavior. Jemmy stated that the general was mad, thus gaining the nickname Mad Anthony.
After the American Revolution, Wayne returned to his plantation in Pennsylvania.
This is the home of General Anthony Wayne. It was built in 1745 by his father, Isaac Wayne.
This was in addition to the original house built in 1765 by General Wayne's father.
In 1794, Wayne was drawn into the Battle of Fallen Timbers. Returning home in 1796, Wayne died from gout in Erie, Pennsylvania.
He was buried in Erie, Pennsylvania, but his son moved his bones to St. David's Episcopal Church in 1809. Wayne was born and raised in Paoli and knew the area well. He was camped only 4 miles from his home at the start of the battle.
The American army consisted of 1,200 men camped along these grounds. Many were unexperienced soldiers.
The Americans had planned a surprise attack on the British, but when they found out that the British knew of their location, Wayne added more defense.
When the American troops accidentally fired at picket number 3, the British knew their exact location and planned an attack.
The British were located at Tredyffrin, and they made their way south towards the Americans. The first picket that was attacked was picket number 4, and then they made their way to the main American camp. Before the British attacked, Gray ordered them to remove the flint from their guns so it wouldn't make a light when they shot. This ordered him the nickname General No Flint Gray.
Once the British were past the guards, the Americans who had been sleeping had little time to gather and prepare themselves for attack. Wayne attempted to line up his troops, however they didn't have enough time, and as the soldiers charged, the light from the gunshots only helped illuminate them and made them easier targets for the British.
The British charged forward as the Americans quickly gave way. Wayne retreated his remaining men and gathered their troops near Westchester. Immediately after the raid was complete, Gray returned to camp by orders of Howe. The final count for Americans was 53 dead, 100 wounded, and 71 captured, 40 of whom were also wounded. The American soldiers were buried in a hillside trench overlooking the battlefield.
Here repose the remains of 53 American soldiers who were the victims of cold-blooded cruelty in the well-known massacre at Paoli, while under the command of General Anthony Wayne, an officer whose military conduct, bravery, and humanity were equally conspicuous throughout the Revolutionary War.
This monument at the Paoli battlefield represents all the soldiers who fought and died during the Paoli Massacre for the independence of America.
After the massacre, the Americans created the battle cry, "Remember Paoli." This represented the brutality of the British and gave them motivation for future battles such as Germantown and Stony Point.
The monument at the Paoli battlefield is the second oldest war memorial in the United States and the oldest in Pennsylvania. It was erected in 1817, 40 years after the battle.
The Paoli battlefield has remained its original farmland and woods and has been protected since the early 1800s as a parade ground. The area where most of the fighting took place still looks much as it did in 1777 in order to preserve the memory of those who fought for the independence of the United States.